Two dudes in a cage. We are back. We're your hosts. I'm Charles Clark.
And I'm Matt Johnson.
UFC 280 is absolutely stacked. We are so excited for this card. Oh, man, it's going down on October 22nd. Man, two dudes in a cage are going to be in person live together for this fight. Man, we are going to be giving out our bets. We are going to be probably posting our reactions because there are a lot of eyes on this fight, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I mean, let's just say that, man. It's a big card, so we're going to get right into it. There's a lot of crazy names on this card, so a lot of Russian guys, so you're going to have to forgive us if we get some of them wrong. We're just apologizing right away for that. First up, we have Shamil Abdurkhimov versus Jailton Almeida. Man, Jailton Almeida is my boy, man. This fight was supposed to happen at UFC 279, but Shamil was having visa issues, so it didn't happen. Jailton, in my opinion, is the real deal. He's got power. He's got grappling. He's got pressure. He looks to take you down and ground and pound you. He can also submit you as well. One of the weaknesses I do see in Jailton is he gets swept from the top position. He kind of gets excited sometimes, and he's not thinking about keeping and retaining his position, and people sweep him, and he loses his advantage. Shamil, man, he's ranked number 14. I think this is the first real test for Jailton. He's finally facing a ranked opponent. Man, Shamil's on a 3-fight losing streak, though. He's a Russian Dagestani wrestler. He's a wushu master, which is Chinese kickboxing. That's kind of cool, man. But does he have any BJJ, though? I think that's going to be the real issue for him. I think Jailton's going to try to expose his BJJ, take him down, and look to finish him ground and pound. So, what about you?
Well, just like Khabib with the Sambo wrestling, they have a different style of submissions. And I think that's what Shamil has a little. But if Jailton gets on top of you in your guard, he's not there to rest. He's there to advance positioning. He's there to get the finish. A lot of people think Jailton, weight-wise is too small because he's, usually
under going up to heavyweight. Yep.
Yeah. But he's got that power. He's got the accuracy, and he does well with takedown defense, and he does well with offensive wrestling. I think this one's gonna be. It's a heavyweight, so the sooner it gets over, the better the fight.
Yep.
But Jailton doesn't really have cardio issues. So that's a good thing. The longer it goes, better for him. But I think, Shamil's going to come in. I think he's going to, throw some bombs and maybe try to tie him up to try to weigh down on him. But I got Jailton. I think he's going to get it done.
Yes. Two dudes in a cage. First prediction, Jailton Almeida. Yeah, I don't think he really had. I know Parker Porter is not like a high-level opponent, but he's a big guy. He didn't seem to have any troubles. Yeah, the takedown took a little bit longer. He secured it and kind of held on to him before, compared to at light heavyweight where he just kind of ran through and took dudes, power drilled dudes, power. It wasn't really a power double, but it was like a power drive takedown type of thing.
More like a football tackle in a sense.
Right, exactly. Like he just fucking football tackle people, exactly. Yeah, but so I see him getting it.
All right, for this next fight, we got Mokaev versus Malcom Gordon.
Yeah,
this one, it's a flyweight, so it's gonna be fast. This one I went up and down with because Muhammad is more of a grappler.
Gordon, I went back and forth too.
More of a striker. And usually when you have a high-level grappler, it's a lot easier for them to get the win. But I don't know. I think Gordon will do just enough to keep it standing. and I think he'll do just enough to get it done. And this is where I go back and forth. But I think Muhammad's just too fast and too strong in this division. So I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm going Muhammad.
Nice.
This one was tough.
I know, right. So I wrote down that this could be an interesting matchup. I really think that they did a good job stylistically with this matchup. Muhammad, man, he's got takedown and subs. He's got a few rear naked chokes. So I think, if he tries to get anything, he's going to try and get the back and look for that rear naked choke. He's undefeated. He's only 7-0, but he was 22-0 as an amateur. So Malcolm Gordon definitely kind of has some more experience on him. Plus, he was in Bellator. He has a lot of sub wins. Malcolm Gordon does. Most of Malcolm Gordon's losses are by punches. So it's interesting. You said you think he's going to stand up. I think Malcolm Gordon is actually, it seems like to me, he'll probably try and get a submission win. But I don't think that's going to play well against Muhammad. So maybe that's why you think he's going to try and strike against him. So I
just think Muhammad's grappling and wrestling is a little bit better.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going with Muhammad too. I'm picking Muhammad as well. But I do like this matchup and think it could be pretty interesting and exciting. It's a good prelim for a stacked UFC 280 for sure. Right. Next up, another hard name. Abubakar Nurmagomedov. I butchered that. Versus Gadzhi Omargedzhiev. Yeah. Anyway, so both these guys are actually really great wrestlers. Sorry, guys. I butchered your names. Abubakar is actually Khabib's cousin. He's a wrestler. He trains at American Kickbox Academy. He's a Sambo world champion. He was in the World Series of Fighting. He was in the PFL. Most of his wins are actually by TKO, though. Even though he's kind of a wrestler from, like a Dagestan wrestler, he's Khabib's cousin. He's got a lot of TKO wins. So he's probably going to look to get a ground and pound win. Gadzhi, he's got 8 KOs and 3 subs. He's got an 85% finish rate. He's never been knocked out or submitted. Because of those stats, I'm picking Gadzhi. I think he's just got to be able to handle Abubakar's wrestling and look to outstrike him. What do you think? You're trying to pronounce the names. You're trying to pronounce names over there too, or something.
Yeah, this is another one. They're both known. Russia is known for their wrestling.
Right. But they're both wrestlers. Yeah.
Yeah, but Gadzhi, the stats, he's got more. He's better accuracy on his takedowns.
Yeah.
He's more of a striker. Abubakar, he does the Khabib smush. He gets him down. He just lays on him and ground and pound. He's just so top heavy. But Gadzhi, came up with the same stuff. He knows what he's looking for. I think this one, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a boring fight, but I think this one will be kind of exciting. It's really going to test Nurmagomedov, but I agree with you. I think Gadzhi's going to get it done. I think it's going to rely on his striking in the first, round and a half, and I just don't think Nurmagomedov is going to be able to get him down and hold him there.
Nice.
Go Gadzhi.
We're all in agreement so far. I know that's not going to last, but
yeah, it might not last on this one. We'll see. All right, this next fight, we got Magomed Mustafaev versus Jamie Mullarkey. I like Mullarkey.
Oh man, I can't believe you said that.
I'll get there. Mullarkey, he comes from a good gym. He's got like championship training partners. he's a beast. He's tall for the weight class. He's 6 foot. But what's one thing that city kickboxing and Australia and New Zealand doesn't have a lot of?
Grappling, takedown,
Grappling.
BJJ.
So this is where I like Jamie, but I think this is a too big of a bite to chew. I think Magomedov is just gonna rush in, and what sucks is with all these wrestling, it's like, can you knee him to the head when they're on the ground? I think Magomedov is just gonna be too much for him. He's gonna rely on his grappling, and he's gonna get it done.
Oh, wait. So you're not picking Mullarkey.
No, I was saying I like Mullarkey. I think he's a very talented fighter, but Magomedov is he's gonna get it done. Pull the old switcheroo.
I don't know, man. I don't understand why Jamie Mullarkey's on a UFC pay-per-view events, and I just don't think he's that great of a fighter. He's good and he fights and he's got great heart and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I'm not trying to knock him because he probably kicked my ass, right?
I really think it's where he comes out of.
Maybe it's just kind of his style, and I don't know. I don't know, man. Magomed, man, he's got 10 KOs, bro. I think what he's gonna try to do, he's gonna try to use his kicks, right? He's gonna try and get Jamie to lower his hands. In the first round, he's gonna do lots of low kicks, leg, body, probably more body than leg kicks, and it's gonna get Jamie to lower his hands. Then at the end of the first round, second round, he's gonna knock him out. His hands are gonna be so low off of one of those kicks, bam. He changed to the American Top Team. He's a Dagestani wrestler. Plus, I think Jamie Mullarkey, he's a bigger guy, like you said, so he's going to try and stay on the outside and use his reach. And I don't think Magomed's going to let him just stay on the outside. I don't think that's going to work. I think he's going to put too much pressure on him.
I do. I agree with you.
Yeah.
These Sambo wrestlers, like their pressure is relentless.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have an 84-inch reach or a 66-inch reach. They're getting inside.
Yeah. Pressure wins fights, man.
Yeah.
This next one, Zubaira Tukhugou versus Lucas Almeida. Man, Zubaira he's with the American kickboxing. He trains with Habib and all them too. I think he has a huge experience advantage in this fight. He's been in the UFC a while. He was suspended for 2 years. He got suspended for 2 years. He was out for 3, I think, but then he came back in like 2018 or something because of steroids. He got suspended for steroids. Lucas Almeida, he was on Dana White Contender Series. I think he's like 14-0 or 14-1 or 14-1. 14-1. Man, he's got height and reach on him. And the dude finishes most of his fights, man. Even though he's like, no, they say he's less experienced and he probably could get out wrestled by Z. I just, the way he finishes fights, I think he's just hungry and he really kind of wants it. And I think he's going to kind of drive and that's going to push him. And I can see him winning this fight. So I'm going with Lucas on this one, man.
That's a good pick. And here's why. Lucas, he's got that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Every time he fights, he seems to fight someone that has, more experience, and he still comes out on top.
Wins, man. Yeah, and he finishes them. And
he doesn't look like he throws hard, but when he connects flush, it works for him, He lands 47% of his significant strikes. He absorbs, 5.5 per minute, but Zubaira,
it's pretty high, actually.
Yeah, but Zubaira only, he throws almost 3 per minute, where Lucas Almeida throws 6.5.
Okay. So he's more busy.
Exactly. And I think if he can dictate where this fight goes, it's going to be a clinic on the feet.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed. I'm going Almeida.
Nice. That's awesome. I just feel it. I feel it. Almeida. He's probably an underdog too. So you should
check. I believe. Yep. But it's really close. He's a 125.
Oh, so he's not much of an underdog, but he's still. No. That's good money. That's a good
exactly. Bet. Throw him in a parlay.
Picking him and Charles Oliveira together. They're both underdogs. That's probably a good bet. That's probably something I would take.
I mean, what, you probably throw $10 on both of them. You're probably coming out.
Yeah, but I like to have fights. I like to bet on fights that are close to each other on the card, so I don't have to like wait and
Yeah,
bro. I just looked. I have not put money in my bet account since May.
Oh, nice.
May was the last time that I had to put money in there. Isn't that fucking amazing?
You're doing it right.
Isn't that fucking amazing?
Yeah, you're doing it right because you're gambling with winnings and not.
That's dope. Yeah, so I may not be gambling and winning thousands of dollars, but every week I'm winning money, and I haven't put money in there since May. So that should tell you something. I don't put money in there every week to bet. I reuse what I win with and win more money every week. That's how you do it, man. It's smart. And then we'll take a little sub break right here. I'm going to show you all the bets I won recently just to prove that we're out here. We actually bet, unlike most of these guys that say you got to join our membership to get our special bets and to see what we actually bet on and to get our parlays. And no. We'll give you our bets for free. You don't got to join. You don't got to have no special membership. We'll let you know.
Not on that level, and we'll never do it.
That's right.
Even when we get up there, we're not going to, charge people to get tips because we winning. We want y'all to win too.
Yeah, right. That's why I do it. I just want to share the knowledge and help you win too. Learn like I've done.
But, MMA, it's one of the hardest sports to bet on.
It really is, dude.
This fight's a perfect example. You got Volkan Oezdemir versus Nikita Krylov.
Man.
Oezdemir came in with a vengeance, was a force to be reckoned with, huge for light heavyweight. And then you got Nikita Krylov who just grapples and, he's got the whole package.
Yeah.
They both have the same pace, considered, 4.7 and 4.5 for strikes per minute. They both have good defense. And Oezdemir, former Bellator kickboxing champion.
Yeah.
Great takedown defense, which I like fighters that aren't wrestlers, but they focus on that to keep it where they want it.
Yeah, right.
I just think Krylov, he punches through you. And I think, I don't know. This card is hard. I'm going with
so good.
Krylov. Exactly. I'm going with Krylov just because he's a little more accurate. He punches through. He's not much of a volume striker as he is a hard hitter. So I think Krylov gets it done.
Nice, bro. Nikita Krylov, bro. It's cool, man. He was in the Ukrainian army hand-to-hand combat, and he's a master at it. Plus, he's also a Kyokushin karate master. I just think that's kind of cool. I think these guys' strikings are going to be really even. They both have 12 knockouts on their record. But the difference is Nikita has 15 subs wins as well. So I think Nikita is going to be more experienced wrestler, where Volkan is a kickboxer. He's known as a kickboxer. Nikita has 12 KOs and 15 subs. So I think he's gonna have the advantage there. So that's why I'm picking Nikita to win.
Another thing too is like, just because they have 100% takedown defense, it's bound to happen. Look at the last fight. Leon Edwards got him down, and with Krylov, all it takes is one.
Yo, I'm picking Krylov too for sure.
I think this is the first time we've gone this far without.
No, like it's pretty wild, honestly. Man, next up, exciting fight. Another exciting fight. Makhmud Nurmagomedov versus Caio Barrolha. Man, Caio Barrolha was on Dana White Contender Series. I know I said
Jesse Murray.
Yeah, and it was a good fight, man. He's got really solid grappling and wrestling. He's a really good striker. He's not afraid to stand and trade with you. He'll bang almost a little too much, Makhmud, man, he just got subbed by Gerald Marshot. He's got 17 KOs though and 3 subs, man. I think Caio just has to get past Makhmud's striking. He just needs to be really cautious and not get into a big striking match, striking brawl with him and get suckered into to some kind of stand-up fight. He needs to use his head, make it a real MMA match, get for a takedown, try and ground and pound, maybe sub him or something, and he'll get the win that way. I'm going with Caio. But dude's kind of really aggressive too. I think he's hungry. He wants it. He's very passionate about it.
How do you go against a guy that has fight or die tattooed on his arm?
Right. No shit.
And his fight IQ for 13 fights, going on his 14th fight, it's really high. He comes out as southpaw, but he still can switch to orthodox. He's got good striking. He's got good grappling. He's got, good jiu-jitsu. And he's got, I want to say the stat was like 40% KO, 30% submission, 30% decision. So he's got a good arsenal. And I think, just like you said, if he can,
he's well-rounded,
stay away from the big shots, I see him getting it done. I just think it's going to be a good fight.
Just don't get knocked out.
Exactly. And he does take some damage, but I feel like it's that entertainer in him,
Yeah, right. He wants to put on a show.
Yep. But I'm Caio Barrolha.
Nice.
All right, this next fight, this one was really hard to me because I really like Belal Muhammad.
Yeah.
And Sean Brady is just a Philly phenom. Both wrestlers. Bilal's got that style that reminds me of like Chael Sonnen or Cole Covington.
For sure.
He comes out and puts pressure on you, and then the second round he looks so tired, but he's still just relentless on the pressure. When he fought Leon Edwards, was calling for that fight again. I think if he wins this one, he has a better chance to calling out Leon, win or lose with Leon with the belt.
Yeah.
But Sean Brady's takedowns are just relentless. And 15-0 versus 21-3 with a no contest.
Yeah.
Again, I love Belal. He follows me on Instagram.
Nice. That's what's up.
A good dude, but I can't be biased on this. I'm going Sean Brady.
Nice. Man, another great matchup, great card full of great matchups. I think the wrestling and grappling of both these guys is really pretty even, honestly. Belal, man, most of his wins are by decision, man.
He's a
Yeah,
grinder.
it's just he grinds out wins, he pressures you, and he uses his wrestling to win. He's coming out of Rufus Sport. He's a BJJ purple belt. Um, man, I think this fight has the possibility to turn into a striking match to see who wants it more. But Belal could prevent that from turning into a striking match because he'll just kind of use his wrestling and prevent Sean from striking and close the distance and hold on to him and clinch him and whatnot. Um, I'm hoping that Sean Brady, because he's younger and he's got length, he's going to use his strength to win. Um, Plus, he's got 3 KOs and 4 subs, so he's got a few more finishes on his record. Where Belal likes to grind out a decision, I think Sean Brady's going to be trying to finish the fight more. So hopefully, where Belal wins is because he starts pushing people backwards, right? If Sean Brady is looking to finish the fight and win and end it, he could be pushing Belal backwards. And if he does that, he'll win the fight for sure.
If you notice, like Bilal's losses were because he was on his back foot.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah. No.
Exactly. Like I'm agreeing with you. And Belal, like
Yeah.
he admits, I don't have knockout power.
Right.
And when a fighter knows that, it changes their game plan and their mindset, but it does not mean that they can't get knocked out. And I think Sean Brady's got a chance with that.
Yeah. I think
Don't unfollow me, Belal. I love you.
he's gonna. I just think Sean he's younger and stronger, and he's gonna come for him. Belal's good, bro. He's really good. He's at the top.
Number 5.
It's just gonna be kind of like one of those Colby Covington things, though. He might not be able to get championship belt with his current style. He's gonna have to change it up a little bit and do something more.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know if I like this next one. You want to take it or you want me to?
Is it my turn? My bad.
Oh, you're good.
Next up, we have Catlyn Chookagian versus Manon Fiorot. Man, I think this is going to be a striking match primarily. Catlyn Chookagian, she tries to use her height and her reach in her fights. She's primarily a point fighter where she decision wins people. Manon Fiorot, she hits a lot harder than Catlyn. She's a karate black belt. She's a BJJ purple belt. I think she has really good, powerful, accurate striking. She's really precise. And her striking, even though it's less volume, it's way more effective. And her effective and damage is gonna essentially win her the fight. If she doesn't finish Catlyn, even though she's gonna throw less, she's gonna hit harder, and there's gonna be visibly more damage, and you're gonna see it on Catlyn at the end of the fight, and that's why she's gonna win.
So you got Manon Fiorot.
Yep.
I agree with you. Catlyn, the way she wears the damage with these judges, if they see you look visibly worse than the other person, that I feel like that sways them.
And you should. It should.
Yeah.
How a fight should be,
Yeah.
That's the point of fighting, to damage, to cause damage and to hurt, It literally.
Exactly. And Catlyn, she comes from a good gym. She's got, Frankie Edgar, Gordon Ryan. She's a brown belt under Renzo Gracie. But like you said, this is going to be a striking fight. And I agree with 100% everything you said. Fiorot punches harder, punches faster. I don't think it's going to be a finish. I think this will be a decision.
Yeah.
And it'll really get the crowd, back into it for the next fights because this is the first one on the pay-per-view.
Right.
And Chookagian, she's kind of like a gatekeeper, you know?
She is for sure.
And I think this is going to be Fiorot's welcome party in a sense, you know?
Oh, the last person Fiorot fight was pretty high level too, though. So
Yeah. They're definitely, you know, they're not throwing her in with the wolves, but they're definitely gauging her skill set. And I think she passes this test. She's going to get it done.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a decision. All right, now we get into the good ones.
Yes, sir.
These next 4 fights are just amazing on paper. We got Benal Dariush versus Matesz Gamrot. Right off the bat, I'm going with Dariush. He was supposed to fight Mokaev. I feel like that's gonna, win this. And if Mokaev wins, fights, Oliveira probably again. So 2 to 3 fights, if Dariush keeps winning, they're gonna fight. And Dariush, relentless grappling, good striking, hits hard. His cage awareness is on point. And I just think Gamrot, he's good, but I just think Dariush is going to just a little bit better that night.
Nice. Interesting. Man, so they're both BJJ black belts. Benal has 5 KOs, 8 subs. Gamrot has 7 KOs, 5 subs. It's kind of a pretty even fight. I'm gonna go with Gamrot on this one.
Ooh.
I think his striking is gonna be better. I think he's gonna have more volume, right? And because he's gonna, I think Benal is just starting to get older and slow down a little bit too. So Gamrot, his striking is just gonna be more powerful and more quicker. And because of that, he's gonna try and land a takedown. And if he's able to get a takedown, he should get the win. If Gamrot is getting outstriked, Benal will probably win. You'll probably be able to tell in the first round who's gonna win. But I think Gamrot's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It only took 10 fights.
I know, right?
Yeah, like I was there was a lot of fights I was going back and forth. This was definitely one of them. But just the level of competition that Dariush has fought.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He fought the older Ferguson, but like Drew Dober, Camacho, Close.
Yeah, Dober's tough, dude.
Yeah. That guy just does not go away. He's like a tank.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think this next fight's the most exciting on the card.
Yes, sir. The next
So many reasons.
The people's co-main and main event. the people's featured fight. Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley. Everybody wants to see this guy fight. Man, I think what Sean O'Malley is going to try to do in this fight, he's going to try to use his kicks. He's going to try to kick the legs. He's going to try and use his jab. He's going to try and stay on the outside of Petr Yan and outwork him that way. I think Petr Yan is going to try and get in close. He's going to try and close the distance. He's got really good hooks. If he can get in and land some good hooks, he has the potential to KO Sean O'Malley. He's got 7 KOs on his record. He fights out of Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. He's a boxing master. He's only a BJJ blue belt, to where Sean O'Malley is a BJJ brown belt. Last I saw, he was a purple belt, so he must have got promoted fairly recently. And Sean O'Malley has 11 KOs himself. So they're both really good strikers. Everyone thinks like this is Sean O'Malley's first real test. I honestly think Sean O'Malley's popularity is what earned him this fight. And this is a really big jump for him, for anyone. It's kind of like the same thing that Khamzat Chimaev did, that jumped to fight number 2. I think it's way too big of a jump. I don't think Sean O'Malley is Khamzat Chimaev. I think Petr Yan's going to win this fight. I'm sorry. I know my boy Tony on my team is good friends with Sean. They're buddies. They used to train together. I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. Sean's not winning this fight, dog. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. Like, we kind of covered it in the Tony Shirts interview.
Yeah.
Go check it out. I just, like you said, O'Malley's no Khamzat, and the question is, Peter is a boxer, but he's got good wrestling. So which Peter comes out? Is it Peter Aljamain 1 or Peter Aljamain 2? And I think if it's a stand-up fight, O'Malley's, flashiness may work, but that Pedro Munoz fight showed a lot with, Sugar. And I just think going from the 10th fighter to the 3rd fighter, they're ranked that for a reason. And I just think this one is too big to chew. But
Pedro is not, and I don't think Pedro is like actively was a good number 10 either. Sorry.
Exactly.
Because he's
just like, he should have fought the number 8 guy, number 7 guy, but I just think his name is bigger than his not skill set, because he's very skilled, but his popularity gives him these opportunities. And I think Petr Yan's gonna get it done.
I think this one's gonna backfire on him.
Yeah, I hate to say it, because I'm subscribed to the Sugar Show, but
it should be Petr Yan and Chito Vera.
Exactly. That would have been a great fight. All right, next one. Man, we only disagreed on one. Let's see if this one changes it. We got Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. One thing worries me about Dillashaw is, one, the age, the time off. I mean, looked amazing against Sandhagen. Fought practically on one leg the whole fight.
But still, he's getting later on in his career now.
Yeah, but just came back from surgery. And Aljamain, he gets a lot of hate. I was one of them saying, I think he, played a little too much, but he redeemed himself and he did get the victory. Close, but got the victory against Petr Yan. But this one, I just feel like Dillashaw is a different animal when it comes to wrestling. And he's got the movement and the sway similar to Cruz, but he doesn't ducking out. He switches it up. He's still got that 8-step movement, but I think Dillashaw is gonna be the champ again.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I agree. Dillashaw is champion again. I think he's reclaiming the throne, bro. It's happening. I think Aljamain Sterling doesn't deserve to be champion anymore. His time is done. Goodbye. Good riddance. No, it's not that bad. I mean, he's got really great talent, but I think his style, he's gonna try and stay on the outside and pick apart TJ and then land a takedown if he can.
I don't think he can.
Right, as to where I think TJ, he's gonna be more pressure. He's gonna try and land on the inside and then use his wrestling. He's not gonna try and stay at a distance the whole fight. And this is another one where I think TJ's gonna come for Aljamain. I think he wants that belt back. I think he wants to prove to everybody, He wants to prove to all the naysayers that said he was just good because of steroids, that he was only a champion because of, he cheated, basically. He wants to prove to everybody that he can do this.
Here's the thing. He never lost 135 belt.
What he didn't? What do you mean? Wasn't he stripped of it? What?
No, because he went down to fight Cejudo,
Oh,
flyweight. And then that's when it came out that he was on drugs. And then Cejudo subsequently went up to 135, fought Vera because Dillashaw was stripped.
yeah. So he didn't lose it. He stripped. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But he is 36.
Yeah, right. He's the champion, No one ever beat him as champion. Yeah. So I think this is a good fight. It's kind of like the title unification almost,
Yeah, and it's a perfect fight to come back from surgery with Sterling because Sterling, just like Belal, he even admits I don't hit hard enough to, knock people out. And so I think this is going to be a good fight. It's going to be very technical, I think, in a non-technical way,
I mean, TJ's technical, but when I call someone a technical fighter, it's not TJ, but he has.
No, I mean,
he's got really good striking.
Yes. Sterling has
he
good
doesn't swing wild and crazy.
Yeah, but Sterling's got that good outside game where he keeps you in distance, and Dillashaw's got that good short game. So I just think it's going to be like a chess match of who can better pose their game plan.
Yeah.
And I think Dillashaw wins that.
Really?
I mean, after what he did with Sandhagen, 2 years off, Corey Sandhagen's no slouch.
Dude, I like Corey Sandhagen. He's tough, dude, man.
Exactly.
He's real tough fighter.
All right, ready to dive into the main event?
To the main event. Yes,
all right.
Sir.
We got
waiting for
the reigning, defending lightweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira versus Khabib's protege.
I don't care what anybody says. He's the champ. I don't care what anybody says.
Islam or Khabib?
Vera, he's the champ, bro.
Oh, Oliveira, 100%.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. He's the champ. He won that last fight.
A lot of fighters came out after that saying that the scales were off in the back, but I mean, a lot of that kind of comes down to management. Like they should have known, maybe do it in your room, but he won. He's the champ, people's champ.
I thought about that too, where they say like, and I like you should have your own scales and shit like that. But like, dude doesn't even live in this country. He's at a fucking hotel. He's flying in. They flew in. What are they gonna go buy a fucking scale?
Exactly.
But, so I get it why they didn't have their own scale and shit. But at the same time, he should have had his own scale.
Yeah. Well, they also should be checking those scales because, you're playing with someone's money when you just keep the scales like, oh, we put them out 3 days ago. Hope they're okay.
Right.
And this one's going to be a good fight because Oliveira is no punk on the ground. Mokaev is good striking, but we've seen Oliveira versus Chandler, Gaethje, look like he's about to be knocked out, comes back and wins. I think this one is going to really put the stamp on Oliveira if he wins. But I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. Choo-choo. I'm going Mokaev town. I just think Islam is a beast. And his striking is great. His takedown is amazing. He's got that top pressure. I think he gets it done. Don't fight me.
I would never. Yeah, man. I know everybody. I think the question is can Charles Oliveira defend the takedowns? Can he defend the wrestling? you know what Islam Makhachev is gonna do. He's a Dagestani wrestler, trains with Khabib. He's gonna put the pressure on him and try to wrestle and take him down. You know,
Yeah.
he's from American Kickboxing Academy. He's a Sambo master. He's got 4 KOs and 10 subs. Charles Oliveira has 9 KOs and 21 subs. So I think that both of these guys could knock each other out, right? I don't think Islam is going to try to knock out Oliveira, even though he should, though, honestly, because even though Charles Oliveira, I don't think he has a weak chin. He doesn't have the strongest chin, but he also plays on that as well to get people to come down.
Plays possum.
Yeah, he does. And I see, and I think that's interesting because I don't think Islam taking Charles Oliveira down in his guard is smart. You know,
Exactly.
I don't think that's where Islam wants to be. So he might actually try to strike him and knock him out because he knows he probably can knock him out.
You know, I could see Makhachev trying to knock him down and then parry the legs and try to get into side control to stay out of the guard.
Yeah. He's gonna have to. Have to.
Because if you get in Oliveira's guard, not many people get out of that. He's got one of the best guard games.
Yeah, you do not. Yeah. So I don't think maybe he'll just pressure him heavy and hold on to him and try to like outpoint him and clinch him and outwork him that way. I doubt it. No. Probably, since it's the main event, these two are going to be super hyped up. Charles Oliveira always comes to fight, puts pressure on. So,
do you think Makhachev?
I'm going with Charles Oliveira, bro.
I'm saying, do you think Makhachev gets an adrenaline dump?
He could because it's the main event. It's for the title.
Are you on the bandwagon where he got pushed into this because of who his, training partner is, or do you think he earned it?
Nah, man, dude is pretty good, bro. He is pretty good, but yeah, of course, Khabib has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, like he's good, but look at who Oliveira's faced.
That's how anything works. I mean, look,
like Bobby Green, Dan Hooker, Thiago Moises, Drew Dober. Those are the last 4 fights for Islam. And then when you go to Oliveira, you got.
Yeah. So his strength of schedule isn't as far inferior to Charles Oliveira's. That's a huge point.
Yeah. Yeah. Ferguson, Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje. And I don't think Makhachev hits as hard as Gaethje or Chandler, so that's going to be interesting.
Yep. Neither of them didn't finish him. So,
and I think Oliveira, this is a respect fight. Like, respect me as champion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's also going to be mad. He's mad. Yeah. He's probably going to be pissed off. He's going to be fired the fuck up. Yep. Even think about that.
You're about to make me change my mind. I'm staying on the bandwagon.
Oliveira's winning this fight, bro. I'm putting the Oliveira and who is that other underdog? I'm telling you, man, that was a good bet. Lucas Almeida.
Yeah,
Almeida and Charles Oliveira. Man, I think that's a good pick. I like to keep my parlays short. I would like to list out a couple of parlays. So, like for the main event, you could do Charles Oliveira and Petr Yan, or you could do like Petr Yan and TJ Dillashaw. You got to keep them short.
I would do Dillashaw because
4 or 5 fighters.
Dillashaw's an underdog.
Dillashaw's an underdog.
Yeah, Oliveira and Dillashaw are both underdogs.
So you could do
O'Malley is a 300 underdog, which is expected.
So that's good money for Charles Oliveira, TJ Dillashaw, plus they're close together on the card. I like to have them so whether you win or not right away.
Yeah. And Dariush is also an underdog.
And then I wouldn't bet on that. Sean Brady,
John Brady's a good one.
Sean Brady and Caio Bahaio, they're probably a good bet to put together. Or Caio Bahaio and maybe Nikita Krylov together.
Yeah.
Those two could be a good bet together. Halton Almeida, he might he's usually like a huge favorite, like 500-600 favorite, but since he's fighting a ranked opponent, he might not be. So there might be some good money on Halton Almeida. You can pair him with something early on. Do a couple 2-3 parlays on the underdog, then do another event.
Almeida and
That way you
Gordon.
get some action in both of them. It keeps it exciting for all of them. That's how I usually do it.
Gordon's a plus 475, and he does have a chance if he,
Plus
if he-
four plus 475 is crazy win. If you bet $100, you win 475. You would get $575 back. That's good money. That's
but
that's something you would single bet on if you were gonna do that. I wouldn't say bet $100 on that, but plus money like that is it's good to drop 10-20 bucks if you have it.
I feel like that's a risky one too.
Yeah, that's definitely a risk.
Just because obviously the further, the higher the plus, for like O'Malley is plus three.
The more
Yeah.
risk it is, but that's
Yeah.
why it is set at that for sure.
I think the bookkeepers are hoping, we did this fight early because we're so excited about it. I think within the next week and a half, O'Malley's plus is going to go down.
I think some of the odds, yeah. There's a few odds I think that are going to change. Charles Oliveira is the underdog, but a lot of people I see are picking him to win. So I think as the fight gets closer, more bets come in on him. The line will go change. So he could turn into like a plus 120 or something. So the time to bet on him is now. Some of the other ones good, like you said, Sean O'Malley. A lot of those ones they change, they fluctuate. So, man, it's exciting, bro. I cannot wait to watch it with you in person.
I know we haven't done this in almost a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, right? Yeah, shoot, man. I've been out here like almost 2 years now. So.
Yeah. I think the Habib versus Gaethje was the last one.
Man,
what, almost 3 years ago?
I have no idea.
I think so. And I lost money on that one.
I'm looking forward to it, bro. It's gonna be a good night. We've got the Halloween party afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm coming from seeing my son in Tennessee, so I'm gonna be super excited anyway. Plus, I'm fighting this weekend. I'm gonna wreck shop this weekend, so I'm gonna be on super adrenaline. It's gonna be good. Yes, sir.
Gonna kill it.
Yeah, baby. I'm excited. I'm ready for it, man. UFC 280. We cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing. 2 dudes in a cage. Man, we love that you're watching us. We love that you're subscribing to our channel. Hit that subscribe button. Keep checking us out. We're out here. We're building up our Facebook page. Once we get our Facebook page up to a certain level of numbers, we're going to start putting quick picks on there. We'll release our bets on there. We'll do our videos on here, but you'll be able to see our parlays and what we actually bet on and win on there. So check us out. Hit that like button on there as well. 2 dudes in a cage.
We're out.
Yeah.